Hello, Commander.
What is that? What is that? Will I ever load in is the real question. Will I ever load in? There we go. Okay. Earnest Rogue. I've never met an honest rogue. A rogue trader nonetheless. Alright, cool. So we were able to sneak in one extra game before it is bedtime. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, memers of all ages, welcome to another 10 Mans hosted by the Due Process League's very own Discord. These are a bunch of randoms for a bunch of different teams, groups, organizations, events, people, production, sizes, and shapes of every rate. Well, every group. Yeah. Anyways, gonna get in trouble if I keep talking. So yeah, Ernest Rogue, first match map. We're gonna call this Team 1, and then we're gonna call these guys Team 2. Introducing Team 1. We're still gearing up. They're still gearing up, and then we'll just do the names real quick, and then we'll kind of get into this. Here's Kildome in all its glory. We do have a castle in the middle and a jungle off to the western side of the map. And we're already seeing that James, one of our defensive players, is talking about the line of sight that he can achieve from this position. Of course, we do. Hey, Ekazoko. Ikazo! Thanks for the follow, man. Welcome to the casters team, by the way. I saw that you joined our helpers brigade, and look forward to working with you, man. Howdy, howdy. So yeah, we were able to grab a one last meme round. All right, so we've got Marbles with the Saber, Rod Sun God with AP25, Mace with the AP25, Shadow Brig with the AP25, and Don Boss, last man, rounding out Team 1. On Team 2, we have Jet with the Mop, currently watching Castle, Chrome Trigger with the KR82U, James with the Gruber, watching the West Side, and Domsey watching Pit, which is probably the best move, as the Pit is going to get opened up. Mace is going to just start hauling some ass in, gets the bridge open, and our defensive team is going to start rotating. Molotov is pretty good. The flash goes out and power is hit, so we do have attackers with the, hopefully with NVGs, but that doesn't matter, says Jet, as I'm going to click on your forehead and you're going to fall over. Flash goes out, Mace finds Gnome, he does, and finally brings him down, so Castle is the attacker's to keep. Marbles is going to have some nice line of sight, and he will have the cover of dark advantage, as it does see in the dark, and our defending team is just falling over one by one. Marbles gets another one with the Saber. All that's left is Chrome, and he's going to get pincered here by Don Boss and Mace, and a very clean round for our attacking team. Only one player fell over, that being Shadow Brig to the Mop, so kind of to be expected. The Mop, of course, an incredibly powerful weapon, but all things considered, only losing one guy when there's a Mop on the field is probably the best of the worst situation. And they do actually get the Mop down for their, or the Mop pick up for their trouble. So yeah, well done by the attacking team. They able to recover some of the power weapons from the defenders team. They did a little bit of shopping, and now we'll be heading on to the next map. So interesting kind of play. There was no desire to try and hold this area. Of course, the line of sight on this for the Mop would have been incredible, but of course, this position does give them a bit more of an advantageous situation. I don't know if it was better, like, at what point is it risky to have your Mop players sitting here in Castle, or if it's better just to fall back, because obviously, if he falls back into Beach, and then he's trying to play a gun game against Marbles, who's literally a god tier power player for his team. And, it's like, at that point, it's like, can you really make magic happen? Not really. Kill House is going to be our next match, or our next round, excuse me, here on the first attacker set for Team 1. And there's a Pillbox here this time, so that's actually quite interesting to take note. Pillbox is a very powerful but extremely risky kind of position that you can place a defender or two in, as obviously with one entrance in, it's very, if you're able to defend this, it's not too bad, but of course this is usually where the attackers are flowing in anyways, so it's can be case in point. Case in point. But no, obviously, if you're able to keep one guy up here and you have one guy, you know, maybe defending, well, that Jet, this is very hard to talk about. You know, if you have one guy sitting here and one guy covering kitchen, you can actually have a really good line of fire here, as one guy is able to cover the immediate area and then one guy is covering long. You can also have one guy who is kind of watching down this way, so you have a very good, solid overlapping on the eastern side. Now, of course, you can also use your pillbox guy to cover lockers, which is obviously a very big deal because it cuts off all of these little interaction points. And then, of course, you'll probably have at least one guy sitting in offices with the auto shoddy or something like that. Because obviously the conga line can push themselves right through to club if that is their desire. So we'll have to see what the decision is. We do have Dom Boss potentially setting up for a clickety-clack attack here into kitchen, again, to secure pillbox. So one thing, and this is something that I've always kind of learned, is if you are smart about it, you can actually sit a guy like right here to cover these different little windows here. So you can have a guy here, here, you can have a jump shot here, and jump shot here. You can actually catch the guy. What is triggering that? Is it Jet? That's weird. Sorry, I was just very confused as to what was triggering the thing from going off. Anyways, looks like our team is going to be pushing for a kitchen push. So we have 5 men here from the attackers. No one on the defensive side of Team 2 is going to defend. Gnome gets completely obliterated as he tries to run away. And Jet gets caught, or Jet finds Rad, James finds Shadow. Molotov, I mean, there was literally nobody in pillbox, so this push that the attackers did was a bit forfeit, as there was no one in there to really make it worth their time. Mace grabs the leg roast and a grenade, so a very powerful attacker round, or attacking round here for Mace. Does find Jet for his troubles, and they are just, well, it was a bit ugly at first, but all that's left is Domsy. What it kind of actually initially turned out to be a very weird... Flash is not going to find him at all. Don Boss talks about the opportunity of potential rotate. There it is. Are we going to have the wall bang? The wall bang's good, but the wall bang isn't good enough. Flash goes through the windows to hit him. This is nuts. They can't even see each other, but they're still being able to engage. Oh, that line of sight is clean, but they don't know where he's touching. He's touching far. Oh. Wow, if he had just aimed, I mean, there was no way, there was literally no way that Domsy could have known to aim a little bit further back here, but crazy. Domsy finds Mace for his trouble. I mean, he does eventually fall over, but all that's left on the attackers is an AP-25, which, in terms of power weapons, is crap. You know, there's like 15 AP-25s in there, but you only have one saber, or one combat shotgun, and like maybe 3 or 4 black tars. But you got like 6 AP-25s. So, all things considered, I mean, he traded as well as he could have. He did have the Gruber, so it's not like he had, you know, the mop or anything that he could potentially lose. But yeah, that was... that's heartbreaking. I mean, it's literally a guessing game at that point. He could only guess as well as he could. But here we go. Juno Lock here for Factory. Again... I always like to point this out. Factory is notorious for having very large open areas that allow the defending team to sit potentially office and get some very good line of sight. But actually, in this case, look at this. There is no vision. So they'll have to sit somebody pipeworks if they want to keep cover, sit someone in these little barrels here with a little oil spill, or potentially sit someone doors. But, again, you have the door here at Server Farm that you have to be mindful of. So... 2 different doors that our attacking team can be pushing through for dock. And then, of course, they do have this breach here at silos that they can walk through, which, of course, does give them the high ground advantage, because then they'll be able to kind of have line of sight into all of these different areas. But, again, office is a bit... Office is a bit meh. It doesn't give them the real power that they need to try and get in. Now, this is always kind of interesting. I don't think that you can breach through this. But if they chose to, they could conga line all the way around and then go up into this way and get power. But I don't think that's the direction that... Oh, no, they're still gearing up. Never mind. I was going to say, that's not the direction that our attacking team wants to go. Speaking of which, let's take a look here. And I think I found out what Marbles is going to be using. So not too surprising that we could see the Saber. Again, on a map like this, it makes sense that you would try and use the Saber. It just makes sense, frankly. Setup time is a go. AP25s, nothing too crazy. Chrome on the combat, or the auto. I don't know why I keep wanting to saying it's the combat shotgun, but no, it's the auto shotty. I don't know why I'm really screwing that up today. Anything significant? No. Jet with the NAC 11. Now that's interesting. Just because usually on a map, oh no, that's Gnomesian. Usually on a map like this, you want to have a lot of long-range weapons. I mean, you can see that from the rest of the team. Usually that's what you're expecting, but we'll have to take a look. Mace with the mop. He might be trying to push into silos, so that way you have this beautiful crossfire here with the Saber as well. Marbles is trying to, I think, pick up Gnomesian. Doesn't get him. James tries to get Don Boss, but Mace actually gets Jet, I think, with the mop. Where was that shot? Oh, yeah. Mace literally came in, mop shot Jet, and then ran off. What a meme. Rad or Raw Sun God, Rad Sun God comes in, and our defending team is just getting kind of rolled here. All that's left is Chrome Trigger with the Igmar. It's gonna be Satan. I'm really terrible with names, so I apologize in advance. Chrome does spook off the defuser, but it's at 96%. He's going to jump in, and like the true hero he is, he goes down in a blaze of glory, but it is a 3-0 sweep for our Team 1, our attacking team. So, of course, this is the first set. So, Team 1 is now going to switch over to the defensive side, and, of course, as is tradition, you have the winning side immediately turning on each other, because what else can you do in this situation besides start attacking your friends to see who truly is the most gamer?
Welcome to tonight's special episode of Kildome, USA.
Kildome. Boom. Anyways, Kildome, Ernest Rogue. We just saw this map here for our Team 1 defense. Team 2 now on the defense, of course, because they switch. And right away, we're already seeing a change up here, as Team 1's initiative was to go after Pit and try and kind of push power, get that conga line going and all that good stuff. And it looks like our Team 2 is trying to opt for a more traditional kind of march through the base, or through beach on the base, and then try and clear out the line of sight in jungle. So a very, I would say, more traditional play, if you will. Of course, eventually you'll be able to reach in and get the castle, but there's no immediate hustle for that, if you will. Where on our Team 2, or Team 1, excuse me, they kind of push in and just got stuff done to get it going. But we'll have to see. Of course, barbed wire here. A very low utility. Very, very low. If they're going to only use one barbed wire and one Molotov, I mean, don't get me wrong, that it'll do. Okay, there's the second one. But, like, there's a few different places, like, you can place some barbed wire here. Obviously, there's a grenade to kind of pick it, but it kind of, if they don't take the grenade, then you have a little bit more time, and you get the, audio cue that you have attackers pushing into castle. It's just one of those, just a little bit of barbed wire. Just a little bit. Doesn't always hurt. All right, here we go. Attacking team, or excuse me, the original Team 1 that is now Team 2 is spawned in. Marbles on the mop, as is tradition. And Mace with the Igmar. Raw on the Legros. Don Boss with the Gruber. And Shadow Brig, excuse me, with the Gruber as well. Attacking team, we're going to see, gets open. Marbles is ready for this, though. He's looking for him. He's definitely looking for him. Flash goes out. Smoke gets popped. He does miss the first shot, so our attacking team is going to get in, but look at all that initial damage on them. He might have chipped 2 of them with that one shot. What an absolute god. There were some shots here from Don Boss and Mace, so it might have been those guys that actually caught him. Now, we do have Jet on the Saber, but Marbles is backed all the way up. Gets across. There's the grenade, but again, it didn't actually hit anything. Marbles falls over to Jet on the Saber. James gets murdered by Shadowbrig with the Gruber from downtown. Jesus. And now Shadow is going to be picking up the mop. Jet still has to be mindful, of course. Looks like no might call it out, and our defending team, well, I was going to say, our defending team is doing a great job at just trying to kind of trade here. Jet trying to fight for his life here to keep that Saber alive. Chrome does find Dawn Boss on the rotate, and we do have ourselves a 2v2 with defender advantage. But Shadow finds Jet as he's rotating out and clicks him and kills him. Gnome Saiyan tries to rotate, but oof. Rad Sun God does find him and click him to death as he was rotating through the water. Frankly, it was a bit of a bad spot / timing overall, because then of course you had the mop with the line of sight, which would have been able to get him. But no, great defense from our team 1. 4-0 as we move into this next round. Now this is getting a bit ugly, frankly. It's getting a bit ugly here, as if we don't see any of the attackers... Excuse me, it is very late. If we do not see any of the attackers get on the board here, we could have a potential, 7-0 score at the end of the day. It is a 1-7 here in this best of 12 series, and we had a all attacker win set. Now we are on our way into the conga line of an all defenders win set, and if that happens, I mean, yikes, it gets ugly. I'm just saying, it's not, impossible, but it gets ugly. So, all right, here we go. Again, Uncertain King is going to be our match here. Defenders talking about the opportunities of a potential pillbox push. But again, if no one is in there, all the utility that they burn to try and secure this can be just as detrimental to them. Yeah, one grenade would clear out that entire pillbox, to be fair. But again, if no one's actually sitting in there, then does it really matter? We do see, okay, so we are actually going to see a wall charge reception push into lockers into club. This is a bit more of, this is kind of your option 2. Option 1 is you push into kitchen to secure pillbox. Option 2 is you can push into lockers, use the wall charge, and then have a 3-2 split into pillbox. Again, you always need to secure pillbox, but on this map, it's kind of an economics game of how much do you want to spend to clear pillbox. In this case, it looks like they're going to be using a grenade just to immediately clear out the room and then not worry about it. 5 defensive push out into spawn peeking office, always very powerful as well. I'm kidding, but no, this is a fairly solid attacking plan here from our attackers, as usually what you can do is 2 people get in, begin to kind of engage with the defenders here, and then assuming that your kitchen push team is able to get into pillbox, they can begin using the window slots to attack the defenders that are kind of hiding in little cheeky corners. Shadowbrig doesn't have the auto shotty, which is kind of that's usually the standard. Okay, they do hear him coming through. They do hear him coming through, which is a big deal. So he's going to back off. He thinks that they're pushing there. As soon as he realizes that they're not pushing there, he's going to call it to his team, let them know that obviously this is the opportunity. Yeah, Dawn Boss is going to hear them pushing into reception now, so he's going to back off. Great Molotov to buy some time. That allows Shadow to rotate with no issues whatsoever. And our defensive team is in a bit of an odd spot now. Jet goes in super crazy. Gets completely destroyed by Mace. Gnome Saiyan does find him, though. And James is going to start going after Dawn Boss here. Dawn Boss trying to kind of keep line of sight. But again, look at how these guys are playing. There is no visual cues that they have besides just spray and pray, basically. As we were talking, the wall charge does go out. Rad Sun God does get annihilated. Marbles and Dawn Boss finds Domsy and James here. Come on, go up a little bit faster, please, I beg of you. Gnome does find Marbles, though. Marbles had come in and was going to try and peek against this, but Gnome does find him. All that's left? Oh, no, that's it. That's all that's left. There's Chrome. I was going to say, there's supposed to be two attackers still alive. And finally, we have attackers on the board. A more traditional style, if you will, but still good, very good to see. And this is nice. You can see that they're actually spending this time here to go shopping, trying to find some attacker power weapons, maybe pick up some additional utility that might have been dropped from their fallen players. And that's the kind of stuff you need to do when you're on this kind of situation here. Oh, he's Gnome saying he's trying to figure out what he wants to pick up and keep. But yeah, great engagements overall. That was a very clean attacker push. This was a bit of a mess over here, but after that, again, that's why you have the first guy to pay to clear out Pillbox. Second guy went in, started to clear out the back of I think that was backstage, and then of course at that point, your third guy that then pushed into Pillbox, which was Gnome, was able to pick up marbles on the rotate. So very good, very good. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have so much fun rendering this tonight and getting it uploaded. Oh, I'm so excited. That's the kind of the fun thing about this is I get more footage outside of DPL or DPR to present to you guys and the overall streaming group as a whole. So it's really cool. All right, here we go. Juno Lock again is going to be the factory match. It's good to see we finally have our defenders on the board for the key point of now they have to, I mean, it's again, at the end of the day, it's the first person to 7, but this buys them more time to kind of bring the defenders a bit more underfoot and leash. Excuse me. Now this is interesting. I wonder if this play here, this silos barbed wire, is a defensive, is a anti-meta barbed wire. What I mean by that is the quote-unquote standard strat is for the players to push into silos. We've been seeing from how the attacking team has been playing. They're playing what I would consider is a bit more meta. They're playing more clean. They're, you know, trying to take what would be the optimal engagement routes. You know, they're not doing anything weird and unique where, like on Kildome, for example, I don't know if it was quote-unquote standard or meta to go through pit. You don't usually see the attackers go through pit, which is why I'm thinking it was a bit more off-brand. But it's, you know, it's great to see. It's always good to see. But like in this case, I mean, look at this. Pipeworks into silos, into office. I mean, they're basically completely ignoring bomb and clearing everything around it. So the idea is they're not even trying to play for the site. They're going to try and clear everyone around it and then go after the objective at the end. Mace on the mop. It's going to barbed wire. And it's kind of what you would expect. Barbed wire goes down. Legros. KRA2U. And who are we missing? Ah, there's Rad. Okay. Ah, there's Shadow. Okay, so he's going to hear them stomping around again. And this is, let's kind of keep an eye on Shadow Brig here, as he's going to hear them stomping on the fan. There goes the breach. He's going to back off immediately. Doesn't want to even deal with this engagement. James gets tagged by Dawn Boss. And Briggs picks him up. Random spawn peak noise. Jet's going to open the door. Dawn Boss is going to fall into the store, into the trailers here for protection. Gnome's going to jump in. No, he's just going to run across. Does Briggs see him? Yes, he does. They completely destroy him in that case. Mace is going to spawn peek the door. Oh, he sees him. He's getting bits and pieces. Ah, I don't think he tagged any of them. He was seeing Jet, but he wasn't able to get him there. Okay, now he gets him. He got him at that time because I think Jet kind of took the damage and wanted to try and find him, but it wasn't going to work. 3 stack here on the fan. Not the best idea. Briggs is going to get up into a really great position for a potential pick, but he might not even be able to as the... Oh, that Molotov was... Oh, shit! Oh, no! Oh, no, Briggs! Heartbreaking as he gets burned alive by his homie. Oh, Marbles, you two-faced dog. All that's left now is Chrome as he's going to try and run away, but I think he just got murder mopped by Mace. And there we go. Only one on the board. It's 5-1 here as the teams are going to be switching for the half. He's got to reload. Uh-oh, he's got to reload. Ooh, got him with a super shorty. Rad Sun God going to be taking the defenders king of the king crown here. Oh, Molotov goes burr. That was great. All right, so here we go. The teams are once again going to be switching as oh no, they'll be staying the same, excuse me. So we'll have the defenders as the defenders and the attackers as the attackers, as is the rule. Alrighty. Here we go. C-Store, Final Revival. God. pretty nice map. You've got office as the drop down, and then of course you can kind of push in and secure most of the map and potentially go for power if you do so choose because of its location. But of course then you have option 2, which is to breach and clear into storefront. And then why does it really matter? Because you don't actually have to worry about a wall here. You do need to clear freezer and tellers, of course, because of its store location. You'll always have to be mindful of that. But other than that, you could also go for a bathroom rush if you so choose to, because of course there's always the option of you need to clear the tellers guy. Eventually you need to clear the tellers guy because that tellers guy will stop your bomb from getting dropped. And there's a lot of, yeah, they're talking about all the different engagement locations, but yeah, there's a huge risk for going storefront, of course, because then you have what, 1, 2, 3, potentially a 4th, you know, rotating in here. You have a bunch of different, you know, kill opportunities for the defenders to utilize. But in here, I mean, of course, you also have much more choke points. You have 1 choke point, 2 choke points, 3, 4 potential choke points, 5 as you work your way in here. And then, of course, once you get into storage, you got the guy here, the potential guy here, the guy here to worry about. I don't know if, yeah, those cardboard boxes are high enough. So, I mean, just off of this room alone, you have 4 different kill positions that you have to be mindful of. So, it's always a risk. You got to figure it out. But God, this is like impossible to figure out what is going on here. Can I draw snarms? How do you just like up? You draw the mouth, and then you draw it over? That seems wrong. Why does that seem like it's wrong? Ah, there. No, it still seems wrong. I don't know. It's cursed. Anyways, you can see our attacking team is going to be setting up here for the wall breach. Door gets opened! They opened it with Mace. So that wall breach just got sucked up into the building. So it... Oh, okay, now it's down. But Marbles says hi to James. James gets completely cleared out by Marbles. Smoke goes out, so the guy in freezer can't really do all that much. Mace is going to have to back off now as he's going to be rotating in. Don Boss gets picked up by Chrome in the gun trades. Gnome opens the door. Mace comes in and just clickety-clacks his head off. Mace is still alive and just making magic happen here. Pistol game. They're just dancing around the engagement. It's a... Oh, God, what is going on? Oh, God. Oh, it was the saber. Oh, Jet tried to go hard with the saber. And wait, hang on. We're not done yet. Hang on. It's a one-on-one now. Attackers have to clear the defuse. He doesn't know where he is. Where's our boy? They're both trying to rotate on each other, but no one's going for the objective. Okay, Mace is going to set himself up now for bomb. He's thinking about it. Man flashes an empty room, and... Okay, he's going for power? No. They find each other in arcade... What the hell? What the hell? Lads. And he gets it. He's going to get the defuse. He cleared the entire building. Look at the... What was that? Oh my God. Domsy doesn't lose those. No, sir. Man rotated the entire building and then took the gun trade or the gunfight in arcade when they were literally both of them were sitting here in storefront, and then they rotated. Both of them rotated away from objective. So in this case, you literally had a case of both players were on like fifth dimensional chess level of big brain thinking. Those were the most wrinkly, like giant bulbous girthy brains you could imagine. But they both thought of the same thing. But it doesn't matter because Domsy does get the attacking team on the board for their second point on the series. Now, usually this is kind of the big crunch. Can they get past the 7 or the number 2? Because usually you'll see either a 7-2 or a 7-5 win here. So obviously it's going to be very important to see if our attacking team is able to get at least one more on the board before I think we... No, there should be one more map before... or one more round before they rotate. Alrighty, just for tuna, tuna. Oh, I could go for some fish right now. God, okay. What is your go-to sushi, chat? What is the like? You wake up and you're feeling some sushi, and you're like, what is your sushi? What is your go-to sushi? Big California, and let's see, could go. I definitely just like a good old tuna, like a salmon. It's kind of weird, not a salmon, but like California rolls. Actually, I have a really great story of my one Korean friend back in high school. His mom or some, I think it was either his mom or he just got bored one afternoon. So apparently, like the really cool thing with sushi is as long as you know how to roll it properly, you can pretty much throw anything you want in there as long as it's, not too chunky. So what this absolute mad lad of a unit did was he took a whole friggin' fillet of fish, laid out enough rice in a direction to have like basically 3 feet worth of like a rice roll, sliced up the fish enough to have again 3 feet's worth, and then took like 2 whole cucumbers, like maybe 7 or 8 carrots, and then just made like 4 feet worth of like tuna sushi, and like brought that in one afternoon, and then added a little bit of like mayo and some like seasonings and stuff like that. I mean, it was friggin' fantastic. But they were like an inch and a half in diameter. I mean, those things were god tier. Anyways, moving on to our match here, as it looks like we're gonna have a 5-stack into beach. Don Boss drops a couple rounds out, but James destroys Marbles. Marbles with the mop. Man's gone. Don Boss is in a bit of an odd spot. Our attacking team is just getting destroyed. Hang on a minute. We got a match to talk about here because Mace is off in the distance. Hello? Saber Hours? Saber Hours against a Gruber? Okay, it's a 3-2 split here as the dust settles. Poor Shadow Brig gets caught out in the, out and about. It's a night map, but it's not exactly a night map. It's kind of like a dawn map here. Random spawn peaks go out. All that's left is Rad. He's down to 20. And he gets completely annihilated by the remaining attacking team. So I want to give a quick shout outs to, I think it was Mace, who was sitting here with the Gruber, saw Jet from all the way downtown, and then murdered him with a Gruber. The man had a frickin' saber and got destroyed by a Gruber in jungle. Shout outs to Gamer Hours. Ooh, hang on. Is this the big rotate to save the saber? It is. Oh, that is so big brain. They didn't defuse it, and so they went. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it, Doms. Don't do it to him, Gnome. Don't do it to him. He's a good man. He's got a wife and kids. They're going shopping, and of course they're finally gonna get the bomb here. Legolas, take the orc down. The one with the torch. Oh God. There we go. So, 5-3 is our score for our attacking team. They are able to get another one on the board, and we're starting to see a bit of a momentum shift from a 3 perfect into a 2-round win for our defending team now. Attackers really starting to step up. Mop and Saber recovered for the attackers here for this last round of this set. Excuse me. Ammunition. Don't forget to pick up ammunition and load your weapon. You don't want to forget that, kids. I tell you what, man. You forget loading your gun, you kind of deserve it. Now, this is an interesting little map. What is this here in the middle? Is this a giant... Is this a Lumberyard? This looks like it's Lumberyard. Yeah, it is Lumberyard. Okay, so it's Freedom Ice, which is a very weird combination of words. But, anyways... reception is an absolute joke. No reason to try and hold this. I mean, you can. It'd be an absolute meme, actually, because think about this, right? No one expects you to sit in like, behind desk. Because this is such a horrible spot to sit. Like, you don't want to sit there. Additionally, this is barbed wire, so you can shoot a couple rounds through here and get some mad picks if you want. But, you could sit here. You could get some pretty cheeky spots if you're smart about it. Now, of course, the more natural push is of course to go club. I don't know if we've seen them use their wall charge or not, but you could technically wall charge this right here to get you even deeper in, and that would blow up the kitchen barbed wire. Lockers, of course, you could conga line through here. Clubhouse, you can conga line. So there is 2 options available to you. And then, of course, you just have the more natural Lumberyard, which, again, does get you pretty much all the way to bomb without a whole lot of risk. It's a very open area, so it's a double-edged sword. I mean, you could have one guy with the mop sitting and just line of sighting this, but of course, we do know that the attackers have both power weapons or both super power weapons, I should say, long-range power weapons for this last round here before we switch sides, or we switch roles. Now, my assumption is we should see the auto shotty. Yep, there's our boy. Mace has got it. Because of, I mean, if you look at this, just the way that these rooms are laid out, this is definitely kind of an auto shotty's paradise. So we'll have to see how Mace does, as the auto shotty is, of course, is a cursed weapon. We do have Jet with the saber, James with the mop, and AP-25's combat shotgun, and a Gruber here for Domesy. So they're going to be making their way in. Rad should hear them stomping about. I think they're being super sneaky and tactical. Jet gets in with the saber, and they're going to start kind of... Hang on, Rad... Do they know that Rad's here? They're doing some basic flashbanging, or checking. Rad is going to kind of keep tabs, but they don't know he's here. He doesn't know they're there. Shadow's here. Ooh, Dawn gets found by Jet with the saber. They're into position now. Maze. We got 2. Hang on, we have 2 defenders that are out of position now. Shadow gets discovered. Defuse is going to start getting touched, but Mace with the auto shotty is going to try and make some magic happen. We got 2 separate gun engagements going on here as the out of position defenders are going to try and retake. Domsy does finally get Rad, and so we do have one last man. Mace with the auto shotty gets 1 for his troubles. Oh, but he gets gunned down by the 3 attackers, and attackers with the 3-piece back-to-back now. Can they stop the defenders from doing the same? Is going to be the big key piece here. Jet with the saber again gets completely destroyed because Domsy doesn't lose those. Domsy goes big, and of course Domsy doesn't lose those, man. Anyways, no, that was it got weird. It got weird and messy there for the attacking and defending team, because they had Shadow Briggs and Rad or Raw just kind of sitting there. They're not exactly out of position, but they kind of played independently of each other, and then they had to deal with 3 separate attackers, and they really couldn't comfortably confirm where everybody was. So we had a bit of a mismatch on where they needed to go, because they were sitting up here in the bar/clubhouse area, but the bomb was over here, and so you had attackers just kind of easily able to split them up, and then because they won the engagements up here, that was two defenders that were just useless. And I don't want to say that they weren't trying in that sense, but it's more of like in terms of positional and engaging the 3 defenders in a split push, they were playing a bit more reactive, and so they were getting pushed instead. But then again, I'm also just a caster, and I'm not, one of these Giga Chad big brain gamers. Oh, look at this. Could we see? This is something I've always wanted to see. Just three bomb, just bam, bam, bam. Just absolutely destruction of the C-store door. Now, of course, that completely screws you for the next 2 rounds, because obviously you won't have any sort of breaches. But, on paper, it seems like a cool idea, right? Anyways, standard barb locations here for our defensive team. Of course, we now have the attackers, and they are going to conga line their way through. I've never actually taken a hot minute to look and appreciate. Wait, how far can I go? Are those AC units? I've never actually looked inside some of the buildings while we were waiting around, because normally if I'm casting rivals or something like that, I usually don't get the luxury of kind of running around looking at the stuff. So always kind of curious. Anyways, let's take a look at our team here. The defensive side, we're gonna have a random player spawn in with a Gruber here, but very minimal, very minimal. Only 2 barbed wire here on storefront. So KRU, knack, shotgun, and that's about it. Nothing in terms of power weapons. Same thing for our attacking team here. We do have Mace with the combat shotgun, but that's really it. That is really all she wrote. Clickety-clack. Attackers are back. And we're going to go ahead and start seeing them to rotate. Attackers are going to have to flash in. There is no barbed wire or grenades to clear this barbed wire, so they are going to have to kind of march through this. Chrome is going to hear Dawn, but he doesn't get the full mag dump. Domsey, I think, does find Briggs, and he does. Mace finds 2 here, and Domsey finally gets destroyed. These attackers are just rolling into this point, but there's the key thing is you still have 2 defenders able to keep line of sight a bomb. Mace with the rotate. James finds him. James destroys the roamer, and Marbles is left, but Marbles does get the kill. All that's left is Chrome. Chrome's gonna have to go big here. Does he know where he's trying to get the AP-25? He gets it. So he's got a chance here. He's gonna clear out the defuse. He mag dumps. He doesn't see him. He kind of just blind sprays here for it. Pistols out. I don't think our last attacker has... Oh, just as we switch. He got him with a pistol. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Especially since, yeah, his primary didn't have any ammunition on it. So if he would have waited just a little bit longer for him to touch it, maybe he could have heard the reload and would have forced it. But, heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Great defense, though, on the defender side. Very minimal in terms of utility investment. But, of course, on the attacker side, they used, what, a bunch of flashbangs and a breach. So, you know, it was a very low econ game from both sides. I think if Chrome would have been able to pick up the first attacker as he mag dumped through the through that shelf, the game probably would have been that round would have been a completely different outcome. Because literally, look at the HP here on our attacking team. Literally like 10 at the most. And Chrome probably would have been able to get it from then and there. Hey, Zach, how you doing? Ooh, that is a squished Doge. That is a squished NBC dog. Howdy, man. Unlock with channel points. Oh, that's probably why. Report emote. Why would I report my own emote? That's just BM. Reporting my own emote, man. All right, Just for Tuna is going to be our next map here for Kildome. Oh god, that is a wide Among Us. Oh my, that is one wide boy, amigos. Amigos. Anyways, Mop is going to be sitting here in Castle. Jet, of course, always going to have it. There's one half of me just appreciates that Jet keeps taking the Mop, but then again, Marbles is on the. I think Marbles is on the other team, and so like you have these weird situations where Jet is a great player and just can destroy people, but then sometimes you've got like one guy that sits far and just finds Jet. Poor guy just gets deleted. So. I'm curious. Hopefully, now that he's going to have the mop and he'll have the defender's advantage of players are coming to him. Hopefully, we'll be able to see some magic happen and he'll be able to kind of click some heads. But we do have a jungle push. We were seeing the potential of a pit push, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. Attackers are going to be getting set up here for a potential jungle push. Domsey going to be sitting way far. Did he drop a barbed wire? He did drop a barbed wire, so the barbed wire read from the attackers is going to be good. Domsey does have the Molotov to help try and slow down. James, Chrome, and Gnome sitting very far back. So Domsey's going to be the first man to kind of watch this engagement. He's going to be all set up. Look at this angle. This is clean from him, though. This is so clean. There's the breach. Molly goes out. He's going to buy some time. And two attackers are going to be coming in. Jet's going to get smoked off. Does take the shot, but misses. Molotov does hit Marbles. Marbles is actually getting pretty toasted, all things considered, down to like 3 HP again. James does die for it, though. Domsey in a very cheeky corner. I don't think they know that he's here. If they do... Oof. Grenade doesn't catch him, though, so that's a big deal. He's in a great spot to try and buy some more time. Attackers they know he's there. They're going to flash him in. They're going to jump. Gets a ton of damage, but none of them are dying. One finally does, but look at the HP. Attackers have the chance. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Gnome's the last man alive. He's hella flashed. He is flashed into next month, and he does finally die. But look at the HP on this defending team or attacking team. Holy Jesus. You got enough HP between them to make about a quarter of a guy. Let's take a look at the HP. 19. Oh. And just like that, it is a 7-4 split as the attacking team finally gets the last point and takes it. So congrats to our players on the attack. And, I don't know, get good defenders. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have done any better, but anyways. That is going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you do enjoy these kind of things and you're really interested in a more competitive series, highly recommend you take a look at the Due Process Rivals, which is always on Saturdays, and Due Process League, which is on Friday nights. My name has been Ghost. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I will see you for the next cast.